Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Lewis Speaks 2023, and today I want to talk to you all about fixing. Stop trying to fix broken, toxic people. Stop trying to fix broken, toxic workspaces and toxic environments because you can't fix people, you can't fix environments. Instead of investing your energy in trying to fix and remedy people, toxic environments, and spaces, direct that energy onto protecting yourself from such toxic people, spaces, and environments. I realize that sometimes your loyalty can enable people. Sometimes your loyalty enables people's dysfunction to continue. And it's unfortunate because you come with good motives. Your motives are to try to heal, to try to work with, and to try to provide a safe space, and to try to love on and support people. But a lot of people, they're just not in a space to receive that. A lot of people are just so damaged that they just enjoy perpetuating toxic cycles of dysfunction. They want that. They like dysfunction because it gives them an excuse and a reason not to heal. It gives them a reason not to take accountability or take responsibility for their actions. And so you have to leave people where you find them. And you have to leave these work environments, these toxic work environments. You have to just leave them as they are. I am a proponent of chaos theory, meaning that I let organizations and agencies just wallow in their chaos. I no longer am interested in trying to heal or trying to remedy or trying to fix these agencies. I am now interested in building my protection system, my internal protection system, because I realize that all your efforts are just in vain. People, they just take your insights, they take your perspective, they take your good, and they just twist it, they distort it, they show no gratitude for it. It's exhausting. So now what I'm doing is I'm building myself back up again. I'm learning how to articulate myself, how to verbalize myself and verbalize my frustrations and articulate my needs because it's just not appreciated. I realize that at the end of the day, people are committed to misunderstanding you. They really lack understanding, they really lack patience. This world is becoming something that I no longer recognize. It's just becoming, unfortunately, it's becoming just a trash dump where people just come to dump their negative emotions and the negative feelings. People don't want to work towards growth or healing. They don't. And I just can't anymore. I just won't. I won't engage those spaces. Even with family members, you realize that your loyalty has enabled their dysfunction. It has enabled them to continue to disrespect you. It has enabled them to continue to perpetuate toxic and negative behaviors. And I'm at this stage where I'm asking myself now, in what ways do I contribute to my own hurts and my own dysfunctions? Because everybody plays a role, whether it's you allowing poor behaviors to continue in your life, whether it's you constantly giving ultimatums to people but never actually following through with those ultimatums or being consistent with those ultimatums. It's you setting boundaries but never enforcing those boundaries. That's how you contribute to your own heartbreak. In what ways am I contributing to my own heartbreak? And I realized I had to do my self-assessment. And after self-assessment, I realized that I have not been consistent in upholding my requirements. I've been very lax and lenient and letting other people take certain liberties and cross certain boundaries, trying to understand them, trying to build rapport, trying to not be judgmental, trying to leave space for people's journey, trying to do so much, but at the end of the day, they're not trying to do anything. They are just capitalizing on my good nature. And when I start to feel as though people are taking me for granted or taking advantage of my kind nature, that's when I have to take it back. And that's when you get the cold, mean Lewis. And so I have to definitely fall back and just reassess my position in these people's lives, because I can no longer tolerate disrespect. I'm getting more mature. I'm starting to realize certain things, and I can no longer participate in my own heartbreak, because we oftentimes participate in our own heartbreak. There comes a point where you have to sit with yourself and ask yourself, how am I participating in this cycle of dysfunction? I'm constantly getting the same outcome. I'm constantly running into the same people, the same environments, the same situations. What is it about me that's continuing to attract these people, these places, and these things? And really, personal, I haven't been consistent with myself. I haven't been consistent with honoring and enforcing my needs and my boundaries. And I've just been too lenient, too understanding. You can be too much of something that it becomes destructive. You know, this over understanding, over giving. And once again, you know, when I look back on where I learned to do these things, I definitely learned growing up in these toxic environments, in these environments where boundaries were not enforced, where boundaries were not respected, and realizing that, you know, where boundaries were also shamed, where when you set a boundary, you were guilted, you were shamed, you were made to feel as though you were somehow not understanding or lacking in compassion, when that's not the truth. That's not the truth. Setting boundaries is the most loving, compassionate thing you can do, because it keeps you safe. It keeps you safe enough to be present for someone else. I can't be present for you if I'm resenting you. I can't be present for you if I am secretly harboring those ill feelings towards you because of the boundaries that I refuse to set to protect myself. And that's the gift of boundaries, you know? Boundaries is a gift you give to people. It really is a gift you give to people, because it's showing them, for one, it's modeling to them the importance of self-care and self-protection. It's also letting them know that I want to love you, and I can love you better when I am safe, you know? And so it's important to model those boundaries. There's nothing wrong. And I grew up in a home where I was shamed for having boundaries, where I was guilted and made to feel like I was somehow not understanding some aspect of life. And that was false. But then I can't blame my caretakers. I can't blame my mother, my father, because they weren't raised on boundaries. You know, they were raised on do as I say, not as I do. They were raised on dysfunction. So I now see boundaries as a gift that I not only give to myself, but I also give to someone else. It means that I can be present for them and I can love them better. I can listen to them better. I can be present for them because I don't have to worry about feeling cheated or feeling taken advantage of because I set that limit. No, I'm not going to do that, because if I do that, then I'm going to be angry at you, and that's not going to be good for this relationship. So that's important. I also, something, I stopped being a fixer because I realized that, something, being loyal to people sometimes is not always the best thing. My loyalty has enabled people to continue with dysfunctional behaviors. My loyalty has continued to allow them to not see the consequence, to not hit bottom. And people need to hit bottom. They do need to hit bottom. And I realized that your loyalty enables them to continue with poor behavior. And so my new thing is I'm protecting myself. And a part of me feels that this is being selfish, but I'm reframing this. I'm reframing this for this is being self-full. It's being self-invested. Because in this world, you have to be invested in yourself, because for one, nobody's invested in no one anymore. Everybody is so grandiose. Everybody is so self-centered, self-involved, self-absorbed. Nobody really checks in with you. And so you need to check in with yourself. You need to really sit down with yourself and sit inside yourself and come home to yourself and create your city, create your country, build your walls. Because there's just too many people out there trying to violate. And it's not okay. It's not okay. So I'm no longer a fixer. What I am is a person that's committed to my self-protection. I'm committed to my self-defense system, because I can no longer continue to try to fix these broken people. I can no longer continue to try to fix these broken spaces and these broken environments. Let the chips fall where they may. That's not my problem. My concern is erecting my boundary system and making sure that it's so strong and it's so just good that I don't have to hate or resent other people. You know? There's a lot of toxicity out here. I'm not responsible for that. My responsibility is to me. And that's what's important. So I encourage everybody out there who classifies themselves as a fixer, always trying to fix environments, spaces, people. Stop trying to fix these people. Stop. Work on yourself. Fix yourself. Erect your boundaries. Make sure that you're good. So that way you could be present for those who deserve, key word, who deserve your investment. So I hope this video was very helpful. This is Lewis Speaks, wishing everybody a wonderful 2023. Peace, y'all.